finna speak on this Milk74, man. Milk from 74. They say he returned to No Jumper after he said he wasn't going on No Jumper, and he was talking about T-Rell and them and brother and shit. You feel me? After he was on T-Rell's show, did the live stream with T-Rell, then went on No Jumper and was saying how he felt like T-Rell was using him and shit for the views and all that, chat. So I'm finna speak on that, man. You hear me? I'm finna let y'all see the reaction to this shit real quick. To Point and Shoe, shout out Point and Shoe. He did this little reaction shit, man. We finna react to this with the Milk74 nigga going to No Jumper. You hear me? Milk, shout out to Milk74. You hear me? He doing what he doing. He might just trying to make his rounds. You hear me? Trying to keep his face out there. He don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. He like, man, fuck that. I'm going to No Jumper. I'm finna run up some numbers and get me a check out of this white man while y'all mad because y'all can't come over here. This probably what this man thinking. He like, they mad because they can't come over here, Groove, and I'm over here fucking with him. You hear me? Let's see what they talking about, man.
All right, so it does look like Milk74's career has officially ended. Okay, so Milk74, the self-proclaimed Gilligan Slayer, went ahead and decided to just turn his back on his entire fan base and go and do a podcast with the 16, even though he said about 1,000 times he would never do that again, as it would be against his morals to sit down with a person with kitty diddling allegations, etc., like the 16 does. And so I guess he just went ahead and just said, fuck all that, and threw all that out the window. You know, Milk74 has pretty much made his whole YouTube career off of relentlessly cyber attacking the 16 in probably like 1,000 videos, where he talks about the 16's family and his Clinton lover of a father, and how Lena got her stink socket discombobulated by Jason Love, and how Adam is a Satan worshipping cuck. I mean, it's just, the list goes on, guys. Milk was the 16's biggest op online for a long time, and that's what Milk is known for. Everyone knows this. He's not really known for anything else, really. And so now Milk74, whose name is Robert, decided to throw his morals out the window and turn his back on his fans who once loved and adored him, to take the opportunity offered by Poetic Jala to go and sit down with the 16 and make friends again. And so this would mean that Robert has forfeited his career. I mean, his show got canceled faster than Arsenio Hall, and I knew that this was going to happen as soon as when Milk announced he was going on No Jumper. I was like, all right, well, that's a wrap for the Gilligan Slayer, and I was absolutely right. There's oceans of his fans are in my comments saying, I used to love Milk, now I don't. I went over to Milk's page to go check out what his fans are saying under his comments. Under his videos, I haven't seen one person defend his actions. Not one of his fans is defending him. Okay, they all love him because of his hatred for the 16. Like, what could be going through his mind? I really wasn't trying to do there was no real issue, Lo. I mean, what a fucking idiot. And so for this video breakdown, I want to take you guys through the history of Robert's beef with the 16 and cover all the major points leading up to his downfall, and just take you guys on a baby journey through the lore so you guys can understand exactly what's been going on. And I want to start with the first clip, which is going to be Milk's first interview with the 16 on No Jumper, and AD was there also. And this clip is what made me understand from the jump that Milk himself was a Gilligan, and this is why I never supported Milk from the beginning, and I've always made fun of him. Okay, so watch this clip. This is Milk74 on No Jumper. Listen to what he says.
So when did you start getting into like real trouble and getting arrested and shit?
14.
What'd they get you for that then?
For robbery. Okay. It was robberies from the beginning. It was just bullshit robberies. Right. This robbery was stupid because we could have got away, but they was trying to sell it to some Mexicans, you know, because them the people that you go to when you got something in LA, because they gonna chip over the money.
So you took something and then you were trying to sell it to some Mexicans?
Yeah.
What would you take?
A bunch of tools.
That's a real hustler.
It was brand new. It was like, you know, the saws, it was everything. That's when I was young, though. We was just trying to basically...
All right, so Milk74 gets this interview on No Jumper because he says he's a Hoover from South Central. He's the only white gangster. He's, a real member, really in the streets, putting in work on the front lines. And so the 16's interrogating him. He's trying to get a cool story about some gangsterism that Milk had underwent. And Milk says that his first big case was getting caught burglarizing people's tools. Is that what the Hoovers are doing? Hoovers are stealing tools out of people's sheds? And fifth of all, he said that he got a robbery charge. How do you rob someone for their tools? Are they carrying them around and you come up and say, break yourself, Loke, I'm going to need that skill saw, I'm going to need that tape measure? what the fuck is he talking about? He caught a burglary charge, okay? Burglary is when you go steal things that aren't yours out of people's shit. And I think he thought about lying about it for a second because he said robbery. He didn't say, I was stealing tools, Loke. He said robbery, and he wanted to leave it at that. And then the 16 followed up, and then he had to fucking figure out what he was going to say. He couldn't come up with anything because he's very stupid. So he had to tell the truth, and it made him look like a fucking common tweaker. That's tweaker activity, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm glad I can point that out for you. So this was his first interview, and I had a huge issue with the whole thing. I was like, this guy's a joke. What the fuck did I just watch? And so shortly after this interview, Adam16 interviewed Crip Mac, who Milk74 hates. And Milk74 had a huge issue with this, and this is what caused the falling out between him and the 16. And he would end up like going to No Jumper and doing this weird fade call out for clout. He wanted to fight the 16. Look at this.
I want to leave out so I won't be inside the premises.
He said it like he knew what he was doing. Look at AD. Look at AD, step out with blue on him and all that for the white
I'm just
man.
telling you,
Right, so ED comes out and talks some sense, and Milk74 convinces him that he's a dumbass. And so Milk74 leaves and goes and uploads this, and this is like his biggest, most famous video. And it was from this moment that we saw Milk74 embark on an historic journey to take down the 16. I mean, he made probably thousands of videos talking about all this vitriol and all this really heinously bad stuff about the 16. I want to show you an example of that right now.
Shit don't even know about they posting and talking about. So why can't nobody confront him and ask him about his past allegations on a 16-year-old girl, look? He probably never expected this. This shit get wild for him, bro. But it had to happen. And I'm glad that it happened because I've been pushing this shit for a minute. I've been pushing it low. But a lot of people didn't care. This individual cared. And he took it there right to No Jumper low.
So he said it himself. He's been pushing this issue for a long time, making countless videos that have since been deleted by him, which is really glaring. Why would he delete those videos? What is it to get to? Is it to suck up to the 16? Is it like, I'll delete the videos, Loke, just bring me back to No Jumper, groove? And so Milk74 would continue to attack the 16 relentlessly, and this is how he made his career. And so because of his Hoover affiliation, allegedly, he made a couple appearances on T-Rell's Back on Fig stream when T-Rell was still with No Jumper.
I want to know, can Milk Hoover stomp? Let the record reflect.
If you can't Hoover stomp, we stopping this shit.
He would leave No Jumper and go home and stream, and he would have Milk on sometimes. And this was Adam's biggest enemy at the time, and T-Rell was Adam's favorite employee at the time, okay? So this didn't really sit well with the 16, and so the 16 actually went on T-Rell's stream and announced that he was going to be forcing T-Rell to fire Milk from Back on Fig and never have him on again, okay? The 16 wanted to blackball Milk, and this is exactly what happened. Look at these.
He said a lot of things about his girl. He said a lot of things about his kids.
Running a YouTube channel about me for the past couple years is like really kind of the main thing.
And so when Milk found out that he was blackballed from Back on Fig because of the 16, he turned on T-Rell, and this would end up blowing up in T-Rell's face for allowing the 16 to dictate his Back on Fig channel. And T-Rell would resent the 16 for this, and this would be partially the reason why T-Rell fell out with the 16.
I'll let you come on my motherfucking platform and fire somebody. What more do you want from me?
And so, long story short, when T-Rell left No Jumper, he decided...
You let him come on there and fire Milk74? That's what I was sleep on. I ain't even know that, chat. And Adam, you still mad at T-Rell? God damn. What more do you want from me? God damn, you fired a man on his platform that was working for him. I never even knew Milk74 was working for T-Rell. I didn't even know he was no host over there. Where the fuck was I at, under a rock when that happened? How long he was a host over there? For 3 seconds? What happened? Where I was at? I didn't even know that, man. They did that up under a nigga. No. Shout out to Milk7 for the no. I didn't even know he was doing that, man, but this is the breakdown right here. Shout out Point Shoot. I didn't even know this was going on, man. Shout out to everybody involved in this whole little party right here.
to bring Milk back on since his channel was no longer being controlled by the 16. And Milk would come on and he would say that he would never go on No Jumper, fuck No Jumper. And everyone was cheering him on. They were like, Milk's a real one. He'll never go back to No Jumper. And this is an example of what I'm talking about.
He got a better chance of seeing me collab with C-Mac before I ever go to No Jumper again. That's ever. Crazy. I'd do a collab with C-Mac. And they was trying to offer money and sending everybody.
Did they put a number on it?
Yeah, it's put numbers. I don't care what the number is. I ain't thirsty.
They was offering you chili to come up there?
Yeah, to go up there and then to go up there to do the one. I probably go on that one in the one with him and Wack.
Ooh, so that was actually an untruth. So Milk74 and a now delete.
Damn. So what the fuck did Adam offer you, Milk, to make you come up on that bitch then if you wouldn't never go on that motherfucker at first? Because you was going to do content with Crip Mac before Adam? That was a deep one right there. I know you probably was just popping it, feeling it with T-Rell them or something. Because, ooh, I know damn well you ain't doing no content with Crip Mac. You just ain't doing that. I know you ain't doing that. You ain't finna stand there and just look at Cub with that on his head. You gonna be like, Groove, I'm finna punch this nigga. I'm finna crash out on this camera. You ain't doing that. I know you ain't doing that. I can't even picture you doing that. You hear me? I don't give a fuck what you talking about. You ain't doing that, Milk. Your homies ain't even letting you do that, Milk.
Video that I remember from my memory, Milk74 was saying that the No Jumper reached out to him to do an interview, but they didn't offer him any money, so he said no. And that the only way that he would do an interview with the 16 is if the 16 went on his platform.
Adam gave you
so
a
this
bag
is an outright lie. And I want to point out something very slithery that I noticed, that he didn't say that he would never collab with the 16 again. He said that he would never go on No Jumper again, which would later prove to be a lie. But in this clip, he's acting like he's anti-No Jumper, anti-Adam. He's not. He's just anti-going on No Jumper. He loves Adam secretly, I think. So that was also pretty bad. And he would admit this in later interviews that the only reason he didn't like No Jumper is because No Jumper didn't want to come on his channel. Adam didn't want to do an interview on his channel. He wanted Milk to go on No Jumper. I hope this makes sense.
Me, personally, I just can't do it. I can't find it in my head to be like, yeah, I want to go sit down and then sit on his platform at that and then let him get views off this shit. Like, what fuck I'm going to go sit down and get the views on your shit for?
Yeah.
Because I know it's going to do numbers. And then you want...
Of course.
But then it's like, no, it's because he got the show with Wack 100 and him. So he want to do it on there so that can bring publicity to their channel. I mean, to their little show. So it could do numbers and, oh, this Wack them show and they interview me or whatever. I ain't doing that shit.
So he wanted...
Bro, that's on my mom. I don't... Other people are running to go. I ain't going. Fuck I'm gonna go for. I done already said what I said.
Nice shirt, bro. Okay, so he's got the Dior sunglasses on with the Stone Cold versus The Rock t-shirt. That's actually Walmart attire, and it looks like he's got the holographic stickers.
Y'all need to let me know the timestamp on that, because he was standing on... Like, he was standing on it. He went to T-Rell shit and went on nothing or something. He was standing on that. Adam had to give him a cool little check for him to come up over there. You hear me? He had to make him be like, fuck all that. I'm coming. I'm finna go pop it with you real quick.
Still intact. I'm wondering what's going on in his mind. And the record shall reflect that it does appear that he has a hickey on the side of his neck, and it's speculated that this was placed there by his beautiful wife. And so as we just have seen, Milk changed his narrative about why he doesn't fuck with No Jumper, and he says it's because he doesn't want to do anything on anyone else's channel. He only wants his wife side of his neck. We just have seen Milk changed his...
Milk got somebody mama. Oh, she throwing that thing back on white boy. She probably a freak too. Shout out to Milk. You hear me? My boy got him a black thing. She probably cook good too, huh, Milk? I know she know how to cook.
Narrative about why he doesn't fuck with No Jumper, and he says it's because he doesn't want to do anything on anyone else's channel. He only wants to do things on his channel. He no longer cares about the deviated stories, the allegations. He no longer cares about that. The only reason he doesn't collab with No Jumper is because of clout and that or lack thereof. And so after he has another falling out with Back on Fig and T-Rell and them, now he's beefing with literally everyone. He has no friends anywhere in the content world. Fig Community doesn't fuck with him. No Jumper doesn't fuck with him. So now he's fucked, right? Now he's on an island. He has nowhere to go, and the only person that's offering him
100-some thousand subscribers. Point shoot, his channel do good. I ain't gonna lie to you. Milk kind of be doing his thing though. You hear me? without nobody. Cause little content do low key be going up, and that shit be popping up on my shit a lot. So he in the algorithm with the right people, with the right shit. He doing something right. Cause numbers is he got some numbers over there, so he doing something. But I gotta tell you, Milk, you went against your own word. You went against what you was standing on. You feel me? So at the end of the day, is you really standing on something? Cause you went on a couple platforms and said that you wasn't fucking with that platform. You said you wasn't fucking with No Jumper and turned around and went on No Jumper. So did he offer you a good enough check, or is you trying to run up them numbers and get that content going? Cause it gotta be one of them. You feel me? I'ma throw that to you. I ain't gonna feed you to the wolves like these other niggas and talking about you ended your career. We ain't gonna do that because your numbers is doing good. They doing good. You hear me? But damn, why would you go over there? Was it a good move? That's all I'm saying. Was it a good move? I want to know, was it a good move for you? Did that fuck with your channel? Did that make it do good or something? You feel me? Because you was standing on business at first. And I'm like, he said all that? I ain't even know that. I didn't know Adam went on T-Rell show to try to fire Cuz. You hear me? When did he do that? I gotta go find that episode, chat. Y'all gotta let me know what episode that was, man. I didn't even know he did that. But you was standing on business and end up going over there, you hear me? And popped it about T-Rell and them. So I'm like, damn. When the fuck did him and T-Rell and them fall out? I ain't even know they had no little beneath going on. I'm slinny. I'm woke now, though, man. Shout out to Point Shoot, man. Shout out to the chat. You hear me? I fuck with y'all. You already know what's going on, man.